If we observe the way we receive energy normally, we can determine that the sun is the immediate source of physical energy, and it then gets transformed or converted into other forms of energy, including life energy. The first step in this transformation comes about through the ability of plants to turn solar energy into life energy. The plants then store the produced energy, using some of it for growth and some for life activities. Animals, in turn, consume plants to obtain a share of this physical energy, which they need to survive and thrive. Some beings then consume animal flesh to take this energy, now several steps removed from its source. The secret to direct conversion of solar energy into life force and the creation of storage mechanisms for that energy in the form of the physical forms of the plants and animals is held by the absolute simplest living organisms we know. Somewhere, locked away in the coding of our existence, this secret lies hidden. Some individuals have found ways to partially unlock this secret, and they are able to draw their life force directly from universal forces without requiring the medium of food and the conversion steps implied thereby. Paramahansa Yogananda relates a tale in his classic text, Autobiography of a Yogi, of an individual he met who was able to draw the energy directly from the universe and who thereby needed to eat very little, if anything, in order to maintain an active life. Many people, mostly unconsciously, have some amount of capacity to draw on the universal forces more or less directly, even if they remain primarily dependent upon consumption of food to provide the basis for their physical existence. They absorb the energy through receptivity and through the breathing process. They absorb prana and distribute it to work within their body. Another secret lies in the mitochondria within the body's cells. This is the energy factor that converts the components absorbed from the food into usable biological energy. This opens up an entire range of speculation about the possible future ability to reduce or even entirely abandon the need for food to convert, store, and provide energy in the ascending scale of what is known as the food chain. Once the linkage between a physical processing capability and the utilization of universal force has been broken, we can conceive of a future in which the individual can draw energy directly. It is interesting to note that in a corresponding way, Nikola Tesla envisioned the production of mechanical and useful electrical energy directly from the atmosphere without intervening mechanisms. The example provided by those individuals who have learned to rely on universal forces rather than physical food for their sustenance and energetic needs provide a further hint of our future status. A disciple asks, "On what do our physical reserves, energy reserves, depend, Mother?" The mother responds, "Physical reserves? You mean the reserve of energy? It depends on the capacity to receive the universal vital force, because in fact, through food also it is these vital forces one receives, but one receives them from below. But in order to have reserves, you must know how to receive the universal vital forces constantly and to have a kind of balance in the being, which prevents you from spending more than you have. A proportion has to be kept between the receptivity and the expenditure. It is a kind of harmony in the being which must be established. Only some people have an almost instinctive power of attracting towards them the vital forces or absorbing them, the universal vital forces, I mean, and so they make up their expense as they go along spending. These people can produce much more than others. Some of them, in certain conditions like sleep or a kind of repose or relaxation, can accumulate forces and later they exhaust them, so to say, in their activities. and they must yet once again charge the battery afterwards. This is already a much less favorable condition. End quote. Reference: Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, The Hidden Forces of Life, Chapter 4, Cosmic and Universal Forces, pages 93 to 94.